as soon as gay and lesbian people started organising themselves and coming out politically, they started to produce publications, newsletters, newspapers, magazines. One of the most important of these was OutRage, which was set up in Melbourne in 1983 and lasted through to 2000. It was produced for most of its history here in King William Street in Fitzroy. The appearance of OutRage at the time when the AIDS epidemic was taking off made it particularly important, particularly through the journalism of Adam Carr. The magazine played a vital role in educating and informing Australian gay men, who were the biggest at-risk group here in Australia, about the social, political and medical consequences of the disease, what they could do to protect themselves as individuals and as a community. But the appearance of OutRage reflected other developments too. It was about this time that a commercial gay publication really became a viable project in Australia, partly because there was a market, a thriving market of gay men willing to buy this stuff. There were advertisers willing to advertise to them in order to sell their goods and services, and the technology meant that it was possible to produce a commercially viable, glossy publication, really for the first time in the Australian gay movement's history. OutRage had its origins in an earlier publication, Gay Community News, GCN to its friends, which was established in 1979 at the 5th National Homosexual Conference in Melbourne. GCN was a very different project to OutRage. It was stridently political and saw itself as part of a broader left-wing movement for gay people and their solidarity with other oppressed peoples. It involved both women and men, and it was produced by a collective who did all of the work voluntarily themselves. The shift to a commercially based OutRage was a fraught process, and it's very visible in the content of OutRage compared to Gay Community News. OutRage was very much a lifestyle magazine. It was cruelly called by one critic a sort of Clio for gay men. It was very glossy in its presentation, but it addressed mostly issues to do with the body and the lifestyles, particularly of gay men, which increasingly became its focus. It included film reviews, theatre reviews, restaurant reviews, features on all sorts of aspects of gay male life, and was illustrated lavishly with pictures of men wearing not very many clothes at all, showing off their heavily gymmed bodies. At its peak, it was selling something like 11,000 copies a month nationwide, which was an extraordinary achievement. And in doing this, it shaped the political and cultural environment, not just of the gay world, but more broadly, as people read it for information, particularly around AIDS and other health issues. In the end, it was taken over by a public company, the Satellite Group, which crashed and burned in 2000, taking this iconic magazine down with it.